I am California of the past.
I am
California
California of the past.
I
I
am
am California of the past.
My name is Takeo Kato. I was born in San Lorenzo and lived all my life in this area, except the time spent at college, military service, and as an evacuee in an internment camp. I am a retired school teacher and a school administrator. My story is more about my father than about me. It is about how he worked hard and always in the best interest of his family. We were assigned to Tanforan Racetrack in San Bruno, California, and later to Topaz, Utah. Shortly after President Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066, we were transported by bus from our home in San Lorenzo across San Francisco Bay to our new home, a horse stable at Tanforan. That would be in early spring of 1942. By early summer, we were transported by train from the racetrack to Utah. We remained in Utah for the duration of the war and came back to San Lorenzo in 1945. The experience I had were mixed. I was 6 years old, and as a little boy, I saw things much differently than my parents. For me, many experiences were liberating, but for my parents, the experience was full of uncertainty and stress. I made new friends, learned about the desert, experienced extreme weather, learned to deal with less but created more, formed long-term gang-type friends who roamed the camp seeking new adventures and sometimes challenging other groups. My parents' existence was at the mercy of the government. Jobs, food, clothing, transportation. They gave up one of the most treasured of their freedoms, privacy. We ate, bathed, laundered, and for all intent and purposes slept communally. Choice, the other freedom, was now a word used in the past tense. The one experience that stands out in my mind is about my father and the first days we were led into the horse stable at Tanforan. It was March, and the weather then was not much different than it is now, cold and damp. It was here I learned that regardless of how difficult and challenging things were, my father was going to take charge, deal with the problems as best he could, and in the best interest of his family. I may not have fully captured his energy and resolve, but the concept of hard work, compassion, dedication remains with me to this day. On that first day at Tanforan, after entering our stable suite, we found cots for beds but no mattresses. Instead, my father was given a large canvas bag, each large enough to fit on one cot. Outside the stables on the damp ground were piles of fresh straw. People were standing in line to fill their large sacks with fresh but somewhat damp straws, later to be used as bedding or bed mattresses. My father had a family of 9. With my father, 3 older brothers, me in tow, we went to the straw pile and filled enough sacks for each cot, filled each bag with enough straw to make the family as comfortable as possible. I don't remember a whole lot, but this one image stands out. I can still smell the damp straw and feel the warm, salty sweat off everyone's brow from that day. No one complained, everyone made do. This attitude of let's make the best of a bad situation seemed to be one of the threads that kept us sane and our family intact. There is a Japanese saying that expresses this attitude. Shigata ga nai.